What's going on, crypto people? Life is good. Let's turn this joint up. Happy Friday. Let's go. Is it Friday or Thursday? I don't even know. What is the date? I think it's Friday. I think it's Friday. Yeah, happy Friday. Life is good. Let's go. The XRPL Sidechains. What's going on with that? Some big, massive news coming from Simon Dixon, Bank to the Future, at Celsius Network. We're going to get into that. I got some great news. I've got some great news for the cancel cultures. I got some great news. I got some great news for you. You can make a move. You can transition from the cancel culture. How about that? To an OG. You thought you were stuck in the depths of the cancel culture, T. Looks like you could transition to an OG. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the freaking crazy life. Crazy life that is a digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Happy Friday. Listen, the market is doing what the market does. Celsius Network with an updated coins, assets, liability. I don't even know what you call it. I don't believe it one iota. Not because it's coming from Celsius, but because Celsius is not running the show. It's the law firm that's running the show. Celsius, its board members are in survival mode. They have families to protect. For me, all this other nonsense that's coming out is from the law firm that's representing them. Got some big news, though, some really, really big news of Simon Dixon in an acquisition, which says to me it's a power move, and I believe it possibly can make Celsius depositors whole. I really, really do believe it. Simon Dixon is no joke. If you don't know who he is, I suggest you follow him. I suggest you read his book, Bank to the Future. Right here, I suggest you grab it, whether you're involved in Celsius or not. There is a naivety in the digital asset space that it's got to change. If we want to win in this space, we got to change the naivety. We got to change from arguing about the freaking centralization or lack thereof of the XRP ledger. We got to level up. We got to realize what the real deal is, what's the real fight. The XRP ledger, centralized and decentralized, DUNLs and UNLs. What? If David Schwartz talks about the XRP ledger being more decentralized than anything out there, I kind of trust him. He's willing to point out the flaws, if they're flaws. This is not Ethereum. Goodness, what is all that about? But I do have great news. Hey, you could move from you could transition, you could pivot from being the part of the cancel culture team. You could pivot to an OG. You could pivot to an OG. you could walk away from the cancer culture team. Unbelievable. You thought you were part of cancer culture. You thought you were being called out for cancer culture. No, it turns out you're just an OG in the crypto space. Unbelievable. Listen, the market is doing what the market does. What's going on, Michael Marchese? How are you, bro? Mr. XRP All In is in the building. What's good? What about the New York Football Giants this year, bro? Tell me what's going to happen there. I don't know if that head coaching change is going to be enough. We'll see. B. Johnson 2000. What's up, Siege? Finally get to catch alive. Yeah, I know. Have a blessed day, bro. You too, my friend. Charlie G is in the building. Charlie G is in the building. Listen, you know, we said from day one, this SEC versus Ripple case, settlement is imminent. Look, the SEC can't afford a loss. They got to scrap something together. Settlement is the answer. What kind of settlement? I don't know. What kind of settlement? I don't know. But I know one thing. If they don't get the clarity that they want to position themselves in the capital market, it ain't happening. And I don't think they can get the position that they want in the United States capital markets, the largest in the world, without the statement, XRP is not a security. I don't think they get it. Now, if they get the security slant note designation, where the power, not where the future partners say, oh, okay, a note, and they know, those future partners know that they can operate as a note, they can begin to park this XRP, whether it be for 3 minutes or 30 seconds, 3 seconds or 3 minutes, they can do that, cool. If not, they ain't doing it. Ripple is not the settling. Period, point blank, end of conversation. Their IPO is insignificant without the clarity. It's insignificant without the clarity. It's nominal. It's settling on the biggest thing. They got shareholders and all those other people to answer to there. They need that. If it's from today moving forward, if it's from September 30th moving forward, XRP security is not a security, or they got this slant note thing to it. But just saying, oh, they're not going to get XRP is not my view, not my mind. Nope, it's not happening. What's going on with this new stable coin thing being built on the ledger? What's going on with that? ROI Livery. What's up with you, my friend? I don't think I've seen that name before. How are you? Charlie G, any news? Will Celsius release the Flare airdrop? Nope. Unfortunately, Charlie G, no word on that. And Celsius and airdrops, they're just not. It is nowhere on their radar, bro. Unfortunately, it is nowhere on their radar. And I think the only way it's going to be on anyone's radar is if and when a recovery plan is submitted and accepted by another entity. So yeah, I just don't see it. I know people got the Spark tokens. They're worried about the Spark tokens. I don't know, and it's just not on anyone's radar. It's just not at the top of the list for people in this bankruptcy for Celsius. It's not. I just don't see. Like, I don't see what they do with it. I really, really don't. And it feels almost like you got to purchase these Spark tokens somewhere else in order to be able to move forward, because it doesn't look like they're going to be able to settle something in terms of this initial distribution of those Spark tokens in time. I don't believe, last I got, it was a pleasant conversation between the people at Flare and the people from Celsius, but it just got bigger. Celsius Network has bigger fish to fry. So it doesn't look good. the way I see it. It doesn't look good right now. What does look good is the idea of assets on Celsius being acquired by some big, heavy players in the digital asset space. One of them being Simon Dixon and his securities business, Bank to the Future. And I'm going to cover the other one that I think is big as well. But unfortunately, my friend, that is kind of where we are. No, I don't think so. I don't think they can do that. I don't think they can use the spare token, the Spark token, Logan, to help with their finance, because it doesn't belong to them. It was an airdrop. Celsius was just a bridge. There was no ownership, way, shape, form, or fashion. They were just a bridge, just like an exchange is just a bridge. Unfortunately, who's going to make the argument is Hugo Filia and the team going to enter into the bankruptcy and say this Spark token things that they have, or it's an airdrop? I don't know if that's going to be brought up. And right, I just don't know. It seems like an easy fix. I will say this, that Judge Glenn is opening emails, letters, whatever, reading them and bringing them before the court. So if you want to get a hold of Judge Glenn, he's got an open email and address, whatever, you can write to him. He reads these letters and you can bring that and have that addressed, because he will look at them, he will read them, and he will bring up a number of them in these hearings. He's done that in the past. But there has to be some representation for that in terms of airdrops and things like this being addressed, because that's not anything that Celsius can claim or say that they own. I haven't seen it in the terms of service or anything, even in the new terms of service, that they own these airdrops. They're just, they were just a custodian at best. At best. I will say this is something to consider as well. Are you part of the custody Telegram group for Celsius? Celsius has a custody group. They've entered and got a law firm and entered a motion, and that motion is being actively kind of pursued. I don't know if airdrops were part of that in terms of custody or not, but that might be a route. That might be a route to look into and to consider. What's going on, Mr. Miller? Good to see you. Market is definitely doing what the market does. We're going to get into these numbers real quick. I hope that helps, my friend. I hope that helps in reference to these Spark tokens. I should have asked that. I am part of that group, the custody group that did hire a law firm and did get their motion before the court. I should have asked whether or not they are considering airdrops as a custody thing. It's very interesting and intriguing to me that these Spark tokens are in earn accounts when they're an airdrop. That's very, very, very fascinating to me and interesting to me that that's done. Let me share the screen. Let's go over these numbers real quick. We're going to get into what I believe is very, very breaking news from where am I at? From Simon Dixon and Bank to the Future. All right, the market is doing what the market does. The Bitcoin dominance is going down. Let's get it under 37% to begin to have hope, I believe, for any kind of altcoin move. Bitcoin dominance is at 37.3%. The total cryptocurrency market cap is at 1.3 trillion, 1.03 trillion. Bitcoin is at $20,113 again. Ethereum is at $1,607 again. And XRP, guess what, is at 32.8 cents again. Again, the market, guys, is doing what the freaking market does. double figure reds, vast majority on the 7-day for most cryptos. Nothing new. Nothing new there at all. Yep. Market guys, doing what the market does. I want to share something with you, people that might be involved in Celsius. Before I go, no, let me go over this XRP ledger and the sidechain, because I think, where is it at? It's right here. XRP ledger sidechains redesign. This is from Scott Dieterman. It says, last year, David Schwartz unveiled a vision for federated sidechains, an innovation intended for developers to customize the XRP ledger to the needs of their use case, or build an experiment with new features that, if successful, could be proposed to the mainnet. And you know, we say in this channel all the time, IOP, the XRPL, XRP ledger, XRP, just freaking pick one. Each one unto itself is mammoth, is a monster, is a giant, a behemoth, breakthrough technology. For the last 3 months, federated sidechains have been available in a preview mode for developers to experiment with the transfer of tokens, including the XRP ledger's native XRP from the main XRPL to a sidechain. After testing and reviewing community feedback from the preview, Ripple engineers are excited to unveil the next iteration of XRPL sidechains with a new design. Understanding the new XRP ledger sidechains. The original design for the XRPL sidechains introduced an innovation called a federator, a piece of software that connects to at least 2 instances of the XRP software. On one side, the federator connects to the XRP ledger mainnet and to one or more sidechains on the other side. The federator software allows anyone to run a sidechain to the XRP ledger while having the freedom to decide how their chains work. Well, while the core concept remains the same, the new design for the ledger sidechain does away with the federator and instead leverages a quote-unquote witness. Why? Witness servers introduce more simplicity for developers wanting to get started with sidechains, moving from a system in which servers depend on a shared global state between servers, which is a federator, to one where servers act independently, which is called the witness, makes testing and debugging easier while addresses several pain points such as fee escalation and transaction throughput. Any bridging solution between blockchains such as the XRP ledger and its sidechain should support the following primitives: putting assets into trust in the main chain, issuing wrapped assets on the sidechain, returning or destroying wrapped assets on the sidechain, proving to a sidechain that assets were put to trust into the main chain, proving to a sidechain that assets were returned or destroyed on the main chain, and preventing assets from being wrapped multiple times and preventing transactions replay. It says, while both designs support these primitives, the new design results in a simpler implementation. It also solves for a number of errors that previously hindered efficiency. Very, very good. I like this chart. Talking about the difference between the federator and the new updated version of the XRP ledger on sidechains, which is called the witness. All right, transactions in the witness are not submitted by the server, so users can specify a fee like any other transaction. So out-of-band transaction, which were on the federator, resulted in these used tickets. On the witness, it's no longer an issue. Failed transactions resulted in refunds on the federator, and the witness, users can resend the claim to an account. Fees paid by door resulted in awkward accounting for locked assets. With the new sidechain called the witness, federated sidechains, fees are paid by a user account. So you can see the upgrades and the different changes. I love it. Cross-chain transfers, the XRPL main chain and sidechain operate as parallel networks with independent nodes and validators. With the new design, the witness watches transactions and attests that assets have moved into specially designed accounts. I won't go into more detail, but this is absolutely, it's a really, really big deal because the XRP ledger, listen, it's just breakthrough technology. You can call it software if you want. Breakthrough, absolutely breakthrough technology. And if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. XRP, the XRP ledger, ILP, just freaking pick one. Like seriously, just pick one because they're just mammoth in all kinds of ways. Did I see Alex Yeet checking in? Alex Yeet is in the building. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Now, I don't think they legally own the Spark token, Logan. And that's what, Mr. Miller, you're correct. The Spark tokens are IOUs for Spark. D, what's good? What's good, bro? What's going on, my brother? Any date for the Flare network? Any date? Nope, nothing for Flare. Other than, you know, something's going to happen in September. So this XRP ledger and these side chains and what they're doing with it is absolutely, in my opinion, guys, an absolute big time game changer. I mean, big time game changer. But let's go over what I think is going to be some really, really big news. There are two things. Let me share with you a discussion about a particular group, which is the borrow or loan group, and then talks and negotiations with this particular company. Hold on.
Thank you so much, Simon.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Simon. I'll go ahead and
I should probably share. Let me share.
Anyone who the cycles, everyone tells you you're an idiot in the bear market. I told you shouldn't have buy. You know, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a currency just for drug dealers. You know, they've got to get through that, and then they've got to get through the sideways market. Then they've got to get into the bull market and the innovation, and then get through those cycles.
And what he's talking about is El Salvador and the Bitcoin bonds and the different things that they're doing. I'm telling you, this dude, Simon Dixon is a mover and a shaker. He is a big time dude with big time ideas and the money to back his ideas. And everything that he's looking to do in El Salvador, I think, is hugely important. And I get that he you know, it's Bitcoin for him. I get it. But the idea of this sovereign money and the ability to choose your money and for a nation, like we say in this channel, like El Salvador, to get the foot of the IMF and the powers that be who manipulate the IMF off of their neck is massively important. Massively important, because we got to get rid of ideas like the confessions of an economic hitman. We got that in that concept. We got to get rid of that stuff. It's nasty stuff. It's a reality. It's a fact. It's happened. We got to get rid of that. It's just not a great look. You ever think about why other nations, like a lot of time when I was growing up in the military, I thought that the other nations hated on the US because they didn't have what we have. I didn't realize that the reason that they didn't have what we have is because some of the crap that we were doing as a nation. Not a good look. But anyway, he's talking about El Salvador and these phases that they're going to go to with not just making Bitcoin a currency for them, but, you know, with the Bitcoin bonds and the challenges that they're going to have moving forward when they say no to the IMF. The IMF was going to lend the money if they drop Bitcoin. Yeah, you get rid of that, you get rid of that thing where you have the ability to own it, choose it, own it, store it. You get rid of that thing. And we'll loan you some money. Anyway, just the news is coming up here in about 30 seconds.
And then the whole world is going to FOMO in, which will probably lead to the next bear market. And then we just go through the next cycle. But I think we can create an industry of Bitcoin investment banking from this foundation because, the president he's read his Ray Dalio's, he's read his Saifedean Ammous's, he's read Bank to the Future, and this guy is he's a Bitcoiner, and that's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Simon.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Simon. I'll go ahead and jump in. And first off, in regards to your book and about 1907 and the Federal Reserve, history obviously doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. First, just want to give you credit for hosting the spaces. You've been in the fire. Appreciate this being recorded. I think you've faced more than others some level of Soviet show trials in your level of being questioned. So I appreciate it. Just going forward, I know Joe already hit on it, but do you see Celsius either as a restructured company or in a new company remaining as is? And the reason why I just ask is, we're talking the retail loans. If there's the ability for a solvent lending platform to bid on either individual loans or the whole retail order book, I think of a couple platforms. I especially think of Abra Global and the CEO, Bill, I think I'm pronouncing it, Barnhart. If you have any either relations or connections with him, if there's an interest from a platform such as Abra that does all of the same stuff as Celsius, but obviously, as we know, has a better risk management profile, if that's a potential option for retail users that are holding, as you know, I think you like to tweet, 23,000 loans. We're looking at 766 million in collateral with a 411 million principal. And if we're just talking to equity or haircuts, and I look forward obviously to seeing your plan, but if we're talking haircuts on collateral, which is a liability on the balance sheet, how are we going to talk about haircutting principal, which is an asset on the balance sheet? Thanks again for hosting the space.
Yeah, awesome. Firstly, thanks for giving those stats, and we should talk a lot more. Full disclosure, I'm a shareholder in Abra. I try to disclose every company I'm a shareholder in, but yeah, I'm a shareholder in that company. We did have talks, as I've had talks with many others.
Okay, Cheryl. Okay, I want you to just kind of get an idea who Simon Dixon and Bank to the Future and what they're doing. Simon Dixon, people at Bank to the Future, accredited, whatever, over there. Shareholders in Abra, shareholders in Robin, shareholders in Abra, shareholders in Kraken, shareholders in Coinbase, shareholders in Celsius Network. The list goes on and on and on. Now I just find out he's a shareholder in Abra as well, which is crazy to think about it. I remember when the Abra wallet came out and the whole 9 yards with that. And I remember when Tika Tawari introduced me to the Abra wallet and the company and the whole 9 yards. But this dude, and I'm Bitfinex, I'm missing a bunch of other companies that this guy is a shareholder in, and his people as well, because he has this platform that allows you to own shares in these companies. But Abra, and he said here, we've been in discussion with Abra about the whole Celsius Network thing, right? He's been in discussions with them. He's a shareholder in Ripple, the company. Ripple has entered into the Celsius Network bankruptcy. So if he's been in conversations with the people from Abra and other people, like he said, we've been in conversations with Abra and other people, I wonder if Ripple and him have had conversations.
I'm ultra confident we can come up with a solution. The likelihood of
I'm ultra confident that we can come up with a solution. And Arbor has a business model, very, very simple, similar to Celsius Network. I didn't know that. I thought they were just in the wallet business. So I find that to be very, very fascinating. But listen to more of this.
Of Celsius coming back as Celsius, and you know, Alex saving the day, I think is zero. It's just not going to happen. I don't think it's a brand that can be trusted, and I don't think it's a board that can be trusted ever again. They should disappear and support you know, whoever the new team is in figuring out how to turn this mess into something good. I remember when Mt. Gox went down, I think it was Brock Pierce just kept trying to.
All right, I'm not going to share any more of that because apparently my internet is on. But he said he's uber confident that something out. So the guy on the Twitter Spaces, this is just the Twitter Spaces that was uploaded to his channel, which I highly recommend, especially if you're part of the Celsius community as a depositor. Go check out Simon Dixon there on YouTube. And he also has another channel, Bank BNK to the Future, as well. But he is saying that he thanked the guy for sharing the numbers. The guy who shared the numbers is part of the 3 to 5 people in the Celsius loan ad hoc group that have hired an attorney. One person is the lead plaintiff at the moment, but they will be looking to add and expand the list that the law firm will represent in terms of the retail loan people. But Simon said, again, he's a shareholder and he's uber confident that with Arbor, something can be worked out. The initial thought right now is taking the Celsius Lending LLC and having the order book from that company be bought, right? Be bought by another solvent or a solvent company. Which I think is, again, very, very significant because I believe that the people who have retail loans on Celsius Network fall into a completely different category than custody account holders and earn account holders because it was a loan and there are loan agreements and there are like there's like a federal loan thing that it doesn't matter what you're doing and what kind of agreements or terms of service you have. There's a loan agreement, I forgot what it's called, that supersedes that is above that. And a lot of people are saying, well, I have my collateral, I have not defaulted on my loan agreement. Why should I lose my collateral? Because the company has gone bankrupt. So and I think it's a very, very, very viable argument. Hey guys, do me a favor. Barbara, what's going on? It's good to see you. She says, hey, Cease, do you have any hot sticks to poke in your eye today? Hey, everybody, smash the like for him. He deserves it. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do so. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewer on the streams. And I bring up Arbor Global for a reason. Again, it's important to understand who this Simon Dixon dude is. Shareholder in Ripple the company, shareholder in Abra, shareholder in Celsius Network, shareholder in Bitfinex, shareholder in Kraken, shareholder in Coinbase. He's a business owner who has his own securities business called Bank to the Future. And I say all this to say this is a dude who can get some things done, right, and make some moves. This is one of the first early adopters in the digital asset space way back in 2000. I believe he said 10 or 11, something like that. And I just think right now he is in a big time move to remedy this bad situation, but he's looking to do it for everybody, not just one particular account holder, if you will, on Celsius, not just custody people, not just earn people, not just loan people, but just the whole company, the whole Celsius thing, to make people whole. And he had the whole $6 billion conglomerate that he put together, $6 billion conglomerate that he put together. And I think between Abra Global, which again does a lot of things very, very similar to what Celsius does, there's also this new thing that I heard today, that I discovered today, and I think it is absolutely, again, massive news, and another move that Simon Dixon is making, and it's right here. Simon Dixon says here, and tweets this out, delighted to announce the next, because he's been saying this for the last 2 weeks, that he was going to be coming out with some announcements, some big announcements that that involve regulatory clarity in order to solve for solutions in the crypto lending, this distressed lending companies victims. So check a listen to this. Delighted to announce the next phase for Bank to the Future and the support we are aiming to offer distressed lending company victims. I am unable to comment on specific recovery plans, but I will host some Twitter spaces next week to answer questions. And here's the news right here. CoinDesk reports. Crypto investor Bank to the Future agreed to buy Salt Lending. Salt Lending. I remember Salt Lending from way, way, way back in the day. I think they used to be called ETHLend, but Salt Lending. I remember looking at those loans way, way back yonder. Salt Lending to 2016 or 17. Salt Lending to add crypto lending for its clients. So Bank to the Future agrees to buy the company Salt Lending to add crypto lending for its clients and develop a regulatory compliant solution for customers affected by the crypto lending crisis. And this is a guy, again, it was becoming more and more clear and obvious that Celsius Network, Alex Mashinsky, did not get all the necessary regulation clarities, whether it be the right Form Ds, enough Form Ds, whatever, banking licenses, whatever, the way they needed to operate the way they did. And this guy is one of the most regulatory compliant platforms in crypto on the planet. And he has big time positive regulatory or regulator relations. And I think that's important as well. So they bought or agreed to buy Salt Lending. Salt Lending, just a side note, was one of the people looking to into the Celsius Lending LLC's order book, which is their loans and their collateral, looking to purchase that. So I think that's significant because Salt Lending was looking into Celsius Lending LLC in terms of the order book, which is, by the way, is a positive asset. It's not a liability for Celsius Network. Celsius Lending LLC is a positive. It's an asset for Celsius Network, not a liability. Yeah, so this is, to me, this is absolutely big, big news. And it's great news, I believe, for Celsius depositors, because, again, this is Simon Dixon and Bank to the Future proving that he is coming up with plans and making moves for distressed lending platforms. And he changed the terminology because he's under NDA. He can't kind of say things like Celsius Network in his comments and his tweets. So he changed it to distressed lending company victims. That could be Voyager in addition to Celsius, but I know for certain it's Celsius because Simon Dixon, the person, CEO, has assets on Celsius Network. So this is a big move. Yeah, I think this is absolutely a big deal. I really do. So that's just the news for Celsius Network and people. And I bring this up because I know that there are people on this channel who have their assets on Celsius Network. And I really wanted to kind of bring some positive because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there. And I think that this, again, acquiring Salt Lending, big news, shareholding Abra Global, in discussion with Abra Global. He just said on Twitter Spaces that he's uber confident that something can be worked out there, right? Something that can be worked out there with Abra Global and the order book for Celsius Lending LLC. Again, I bring it up because it's a positive for a very nasty, negative situation. And he's not going to just stop with, in my opinion, he's not going to just stop with making something happen with Celsius Lending LLC because his personal interests are not in that. He has no loans with Celsius. His personal interests are with the assets that he has on earn on Celsius Network. He's not going to let it go until he comes up with a plan. He's going to fight to the bitter end to come up with a plan. Now, will his plan get accepted? Don't know. But it will become, in my humble opinion, a very viable plan. And I think it's one that the judge and the UST, which is the U.S. trustee, is going to very much appreciate coming from Bank to the Future because they have all these regulatory compliant things. They got them all. They got the checks. They got the boxes checked on that. Boxes checked. And if they see boxes checked and they see this, this commitment to cash and this, roughly in the $6 billion range, and they see that now these depositors, these creditors, if you will, can go from 30% to 50%, can go from 50% to 65% made whole. These are things that the U.S. trustee, and the judge are looking forward to seeing and hearing. Max P, what's going on? Don't know anything about Kenda. Know a little bit about Near Protocol, but not enough to really comment on it, Max P. Martin 950, I don't know when Flutter is happening. I think this fall. I know they're in some phase or stage now that I can't remember what it's called. But I'm excited about Flare Network when they do launch. I can tell you that. And I do believe, for the person who was asking if that was you, Logan, that I do believe there's some shot. Again, with the recovery plan for Celsius Network, now, things can be worked out in terms of that Spark token. But while they're in this head, they got blinders on and they're trying to figure out a way. Celsius is trying to figure out a way to stay out of jail, right? The board member, CEO, they're trying to figure out ways to not bring, a massive level of stress to their families in terms of jail time and fines and personal lawsuits and all the other stuff that's coming it just, this airdrop, just, I don't see how it can be front of mind, if you will. So, but guys, that's the news on the street. That is the word on the street. I wanted to bring that to you guys to kind of bring some positive news. Hey, shout out to those of you who have gone from cancel culture team, and you have pivoted now to the OG team. That's some good stuff. I didn't know you could make that move, but apparently you can transition from from cancel culture and being part of that team to the new team, the OG team. How about that? That is some exciting stuff. So guys, look, I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out today. That's kind of the wrap up for Friday. Hopefully I'll be able to hang out tonight, Friday night. Hopefully we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for checking in today. I appreciate each and every one of you. This stream is, boy, it's lagging, huh? Martin 958, Max P, I appreciate you guys being here. Barbara, thanks for checking in, miss. Logan and TJ and D, I appreciate you guys. Alex G, appreciate you checking in today, bro. Mr. Miller and ROI Library, I appreciate you being here. Mr. XRP, all in. Thanks for checking in. Charlie G, BJ Johnson, Michael Marquise, appreciate you being here today, guys. I appreciate each and every one. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget that ring the notification bell so that you know when we go live and whenever we do upload a video. I'm going to try to end this video like I do all of my videos. We'll see how it goes. And remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I forgot to share this with you guys. That Old Money Doesn't Want You to Win t-shirts are out. If you're interested, there will be a link in the description. Let me go over those real quick. Those are the beginner ones I started. And here's the last ones here. Crypto Eddie actually says she liked these, and they come in different colors and stuff. So there's the ones for the men, one for the ladies right here. Very, 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 very cool. You can get these in different colors. I have the navy blue one here. I have this white one on, and Miss Crypto Siege really likes this one as well. So in any case, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.